And welcome everybody back to the final day of the Ireland Esports Collegiate Series powered by Native Week 1. And we're finishing off with the one of the best esports we have. And it's individual style, unlike every other game we've had so far. It is Formula 1 F1 23. I'm Morky Mork, joined by Rando. Rando, we're starting in Bahrain, we're starting strong. We haven't seen these players compete before, but it's gonna be a hell of a day of racing.
Oh, it is going to be definitely the top esport. We've saved the best for last year with F123. We start off with a bang, the traditional starting for real life F1 here in Bahrain. True test for everyone with the straights and a very difficult technical section. So we're going to definitely see early days who is the top contender. Early days, 8 weeks of this to come. But yeah, we're going to start with bang tonight here in Bahrain. So, okay, if you wouldn't mind going through what we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, so it's pretty basically the same for every race this season. We're gonna have a short qualifying session to start the night out, so that will determine places on the grid, and then after that we're gonna have a 50% race. So we'll do half the laps we normally would on an F1 circuit. So it's 50% long. It's the long version basically. It's not the simulated version. Simulated is the full amount of laps, but tonight it'll be half 50% of that. We're starting in Bahrain, of course. As you said yourself, lots of great straights, great chance for DRS overtakes. Good use of ERS, of course, that difficult turn 10, a famous turn in F1 at the moment. It is one of the toughest turns you'll experience. And it's really all about getting turn 9 right, Rondo, for that turn 10.
Yeah, turn 10 definitely is going to be able to catch people out, especially those who run without ABS. It's really easy to lock up. And with turn 9, you need to hit that turn right. Otherwise, you're coming in at an awkward angle and you're going to lock up your tires. You're going to damage your tires. You're going to damage your lap time. And especially doing that in a race, you will make yourself really vulnerable to an overtake in turn 11. And that could really hurt yourself, especially doing it early on. If you do that in the first lap or on a safety car restart, you could see yourself dropping loads of places there. So that's going to be the key turn to have you look out. Also need to look for turn 1 and turn 4. They are the key overtaking spots. End of 2 DRS straights. Of course, you see IRL, sometimes people will choose to not go for the move into turn 1. They'll wait till turn 4 to get that second help of the DRS. You see that a lot. Our real life key example was Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc in 2022. So see if there's going to be that strategy coming tonight, or whether people are just going to be really excited to get some overtaking done and go for the first chance to see. That's going to be a big factor also. Who's going to be patient, play the long game, wait for the chance to make the moves, and who's going to want to just overtake everyone, get the positions done early. Of course, first, before that happens, we have 18 minutes of qualifying to decide the grid for our first race of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the usual story with qualifying will, of course, go down, whittle them down from 20 down to 16, then down to 10, and then obviously the final spot to be held there. 18 minutes of it all, so I think it's 6 minutes per session. So obviously you get eliminated as you go on. If you don't make the top 16 first, then obviously top 10, and then after that it's just positions. Obviously fastest time will finish top, and there is of course as well a point for the fastest lap during the race as well. So the point system exact same as in Formula 1, 25 for a win, 18 for second, and then we go down from there, obviously. And at the fastest lap of the day also gets a bonus point. So obviously 8 races, we'll combine them at the end of the year, and we'll obviously have the prize money. You can find all that by the way in our Discord, in our rules. Just check out Discord there. You can see it in the banners, whether you're watching on Twitter, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on our usual tried and tested Twitch on the Irish Esports Collegiate Series channel. You can find all the details there. We're going into our Discord and looking at the rulebook. But it's going to be very interesting, and I know the players are itching to get going. That we saw in the chat there, a few players really looking forward to it. Anyone you got your eye on, or the kind of the all unknown randos? Is we're going to just see as we go on, or is there anyone that you know in those 18 players that you really keep an eye out over the next 8 weeks?
The only one that I have previous experience with is LiamCxrag. He's someone I've seen a few times. He is a strong qualifier when it comes to racing. He can get himself caught up easily, though, in an incident. That's something I've seen with him. But he is definitely a strong racer. So the only one I have experience with seeing before. So yeah, he's definitely one I'm going to have my eyes out. Unfortunately, there's no University of Car races tonight, so I'm the only one repping them tonight. But I'll rep them well.
You're in the best role. You get to sit back and watch it and talk and have a bit of fun with it. You know, and that's the best position to be in, representing the college. And obviously, big shout out to all of our reps. Big shout out to Fleming, who's doing the production, the background, and Large Grady, of course, is the admin for Formula One, for F1 23 this year. So Big shout out. But we're going to get straight into the game of qualifying about to begin. Of course, this is a very, very long track. Loads of straights, loads of technical turns, sorry. And it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how we get on. A bit of fog clearly on the track at the moment. So it's not the ideal weather conditions for this, Rando, but that might add to the spiciness of it.
Yeah, I mean, Bahrain be located in this. It could be a bit of sand. You saw that IRL in Qatar. If it's a bit windy, you get some sand. Of course, it won't be as effective as it is IRL as compared to the game, but it is a nice visual to have. But you know, some people might not like it having that bit of a visual in their way. So we're going to see. But the first one I think is going to be Crazy Boy Irish 11, who's going to be the first to get us going here as he's coming up to start his first lap. First of 3 DRS zones in Bahrain. It's a very long straight to start us off with. You're just pelting out. Seeing him go up to 340 kilometers. He's braking right at the 100-meter board into this hairpin-like turn one, a bit deep on it though. Not the best, as you want to run up some decent momentum for 2, 3, both flat out, up your second DRS zone as you run up to turn 4. It's another difficult one to get your braking right. And you're going to be different on your lines. Some people like to run wide, which is what I think we're seeing with Crazy Boy, but he chooses not to hit that curve. Some people don't like the curves at all. And now you have this really difficult 5, 6, 7 S complex. Easy to run wide here. And another difficult turn 8 here. As we run up to what you alluded to earlier, 9, 10. The 2 crucial corners on this track. You need to hit 9 very well. He's very cautious with it. Doesn't want to catch yourself out as you have a car gain well out of his way. No 8 of a slipstream down here through the 3rd DRS zone. Running up now to turn 11 here. One of the last proper braking zones you have on this track. You're half braking through 13, but now you run up the hill here. You want to avoid this curve on 12 because that can cause your car to spin. He runs very wide there. Doesn't want to touch that curve. Through 13 now. You have this back straight here. No DRS assistance on this straight though. So you just line up the last 2 corners, 14 and 15. If you hit it right, you shouldn't really need to make it 2 corners. It realistically is just 1 corner. Navigates it well. You'll have a bit of helping with DRS to end your lap. He opens it up. We'll start off with a 32-0 from Crazy Irish Boy.
Yeah, definitely not a bad start. You know, that's a marker set down, and that's the thing. Everyone's going to be chasing now. He might go for another lap here, try and get that bit better. Now he's got his feel in, and that was a beautiful description of the lap, by the way. Absolutely perfect. Really giving the viewers at home a good decision. But we've always got a fast lap already, 131.15. So Bones getting in a good start there for himself. He takes P1 for now, and we've got another one coming in 130.77. So the lap time's falling quickly here.
Liam.
A 128 from Liam now, so we're starting to see the cream rising to the top already, Rondo.
Yeah, some people may be being cautious though. They could be just wanting to put a lap on the board. Bahrain, you can't get caught with track limits here, so just having that banker lap just to guarantee yourself position, because you could definitely see people who get no laps in due to track limits. It is very easy to run us. I think we have 3 cars together actually going through the back straight, the second straight here. We complete a lap actually, just all together. They've come together. Very interesting then to see those 3 cars going through turn 2 and 3, and it's not even the race. That should be a sight we see in the race though. A few cars coming together through turn 2 and 3 with that turn 1. You're battling for that DRS for turn 4. As Vita here, I think, he might have been held up there by Crazy Boy Irish on turn 13. That's not going to help out. He's keeping going though, so maybe he thinks he got out of the way. Going to complete the lap here. Does seem a bit off the pace though actually, so he may come into pits. He's going to complete the lap though, so just have a lap on the board definitely is a good idea. 34.0. Freedom's going to be the last one to put a lap in of those on track at the moment, I believe. Actually, FR, I read that as Freedom for some reason. I think that's FR46 Dom. But he could be here for a strong lap. Sub 30, I think he's going to hit here, and he does up to P2, 29.0. So a strong lap from him.
For certain, you seem to have a yellow flag out there as well. Sectors 1 and 3 at the moment, so maybe someone went off the track, a little bit of debris, something like that could have happened. We're not fully sure what happened there, but we do have a little bit of a caution on the track at the moment. But obviously, racing still allowed to go ahead. No big issues so far. We have another player hitting the pits here, just getting in. Perhaps going to wait and see what time you got. Of course, you know, you want to be on that first podium spot, you know, in top of the grid. Obviously, give yourself the best chance of getting out that turn one clean, because it's a long straight down to that turn from the lights out, and you know we could see some players sending it. Don't know what the crack is going to be with that, but turn one is going to be, especially at the start of the race, turn one's going to be really important, you know, for position, and also just to get out of those first, you know, turn 1 to 4 pretty clean and get yourself set up for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it's a very, very, like, it's similar to likes of Mexico and Monza, where you have in a slipstream where you actually might be better off being on the second row rather than the front, where you have that slipstream effect, and if you get your car position right, you can definitely put yourself in the position to take the lead. But of course, that is just a domino effect. Everyone behind you has a better slipstream effect, and you just need one person to be slightly off on the braking point, and there could be a major collision in turn one. So that's something to keep your eyes out at the start. For those towards the back, gain that slipstream effect, gain that extra bit of speed. You just need one of them to just slightly miss their braking point, or lock up, or clip the curb while braking. And you can see a few cars being spun out and possibly having the race prematurely ended. So that's something to keep your eyes out once we get going. We're still waiting for a few. I think we're just on outlaps at the moment with Peadar Kenny and Drippin. The only two yet to put a lap in. So no one's actually invalidated, which is actually surprising to me. So people doing really well on obeying the track limits. Like the IRL drivers in Qatar, we had a few of those issues with Qatar with track limits. May go racing Qatar. Not next week, but we will be racing. Week 7, yeah.
Week 7, yeah.
We will be racing.
Yeah, definitely. I think Brady's picked, you know, a kind of best racing tracks we have really on the circuit, which is good to see. You know, all good chance of good race, good overtaking opportunities. Some difficult corners, obviously, in all of them. Of course, we're starting one of the most difficult corners in F1 with turn 10 here in Bahrain. But you know, right now, Liam in the lead. He's got you know, half a second over second place. Second place still out in the track, of course, and that is Dom. He's still out on the track there. He's going for another lap here, trying to get another one in. But a lot of the players so far happy enough to be in the pit. Some come back out now, and of course we've got a few out laps going, and we've got one person now on their flying lap here, and we'll see how he gets on. He'll be hoping to hit this nicely. Drippin is the one we're watching at the moment. I believe he's looking to get a good race going here, really get the brake zones correct. And, you know, still 9 minutes to go. Well, still a lot of time left in this qualifying session. So still, you know, chance to get 2 or 3 laps in for everybody, even in the pits. Come out, do your flying lap, and still get, you know, good 2-3 laps in to give yourself a really good opportunity to be high here. And well, it looks like he's given up on that one there. He's very wide on that turn. It looks like he was, I'm not sure if he was in bounds or not. It looked like his side wheels were out off the circuit, so we'll see if that's going to be invalidated or not. But didn't look too happy with that turn, really, did he, Rando?
No, but his lap is still valid. The way to know if someone's lap has been invalidated is if the track map goes red, that is when they've invalidated. This is like IRL F1, where you do your lap and you learn 5 minutes later that you're actually out of bounds slightly. You know at the point you go off, when you've gone off, the track will go red. You will get a notification saying your lap has been invalidated. So we will have people knowing well after the session that they have their lap times invalidated. But Drippin puts himself up to P4. Definitely a bit of time there. You could definitely see himself going for the likes of Pav, maybe Dom. LiamCxrag, he's looking comfortable at the moment to have that pole. Half a second up on Dom. Actually, yeah, half a second, pretty much exact. 6 cents more close to it. But he's looking strong early days. Peadar Kenny, I think, is coming up now. He might actually be here for a strong lap. Coming to the line, he could be up there with the lads. And P6, so a solid lap for him also, just behind Ghost.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing them getting more used to the track now. Looking at them, you know, get most players now getting sub 130s or sub 131s at least. Anyway, decent times for this track. So, you know, still plenty of time obviously to get another good lap in. And most of the players now out of the pits. There's only 3 in the pit right now. A few, of course, out now on an out lap, and they'll be hoping to get a good time in here. We've still got 7 or so minutes to go, so plenty of time to find that. We've seen there on that turn a lot of people going wide on that. Is there any real reason for that, Rando, or is it just to assist to the next turn, kind of make it a 1 corner instead of a 2 corner turn coming into the back straight?
With that, it all depends on setup. But I'm on board with LiamCxrag, and yeah, he has demolished his time. He has second. Regards to turn 11, 12 turn, that is purely, it can be on preference on setup. So people with a more low downforce setup, more catered to the straights, they will go wide just so they're on the throttle quicker rather than having to wait to go on the throttle. So they'll be able to throttle quicker, get the speed going up. Because that's going to be, you still lose your time, but that's the best way to navigate it when you have that kind of setup, rather than taking a tight line when you do have more downforce carry setup, when your wings are more than others. So this is a track where you do have loads of variance on your setup, because you have a massive mix of long straights where you would require a low down setup, but then you have those like technical high to medium speed corners where you do require your higher downforce to get you through them as quick as you can. So you're going to see a lot of variance in the setups. Of course, that we'll see those more when it comes to the race, when it comes to overtaking, who's struggling to get those moves, who's doing well to defend due to the faster cars. That's going to be when it's seen. So there's a counteract with that, with people who have the higher downforce setups. They're going to be struggling to get the boost on the straights, even with the DRS assistance. So you could see them going for like difficult dive bombs, particularly in turn. That is probably a most likely place for someone to go for a move with high downforce. While people with lower downforce setups, they'll be getting the boost on the straights. They just need to make sure they're behind and in the DRS zone when it comes to those points, and they'll get the boost more easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good so far. Liam, of course, now extended his lead there earlier on, went nearly sub 128, but just a little over 128. But he's got a full second lead now over second place, so he's absolutely dominating the qualifying so far. It'd be difficult to see anyone catching him at this stage. Another person coming in the track here trying to get a good time, and he's going flying it here now, going into turn one. Obviously, to get that braking point right, looks like he just waited a little bit too long there, had to really get that steering back under control and took the turn a little harshly, but he's back out of the turn. Nice, he's coming through now on a big DRS straight here, obviously coming down hopefully now into this S turns pretty soon. So some good laps so far. These players all looking very very talented, looking like they're getting their eye in for the track, and it definitely sets up for a good race. There's no real big massive disparities in lap times. It's like 4 seconds separate first and last, so that is something to look on look on well for the race itself. It should be very competitive.
Yeah, but if you notice, Lee Craig is actually retired from the session. He's retired from the pits. He is happy with that. He thinks he's done enough. He's got second lead at the moment. He thinks that's enough to take pole. So he's going to choose to opt out for the rest of the session. He's going to have save a set of tires for the race. He's going to have an extra set of sauce, presumably, to his name for the race. So he's confident with himself. He's taking the Sebastian Vettel 2013 Singapore strategy of saving the tires, thinking the job is done. So we'll see whether or not that is the correct choice. If someone can manage to pitch it, is a really strong time at 28 flat. But if someone can pull it off, that would be really impressive. But I think Greg confident that no one's going to come close to him. That's a really, that's a sign of confidence for him, especially in the first race. Probably the first time he's raced against most of this grid, if not the entire grid. So he's laid down a marker early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you get a time like that, 128, it's no reason not to be happy with it. And most likely, even if he does get pushed off, probably be looking at P2 or P3 on the grid. So it's not the end of the world if it does get pushed off. But from what we've seen so far, no one's really come close. 129 before that was the highest. So the fact he's a whole second place kind of shows that he's perhaps got this track down beautifully. He knows what he's doing. And you're right. That giving yourself that extra option during the race for a pit with different set of tires is really important. It's going to be huge. It obviously depends on how the track is going, how because it's going to degrade obviously as we go on throughout the race. The tires wearing and all that, but having that extra set of tires is just really good. Especially if you're going for maybe trying to undercut somebody or trying to give yourself a higher pit stop strategy just to get out. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how that's going to work during the race for Liam. But right now, no one really look like they're getting close to him. So it's going to be pretty much a fight for, you're looking at probably P2, P3, P4, where everyone's going to be fighting for now. Although there's a lot of players in the pits, they look pretty content with their spots already.
Yeah, I see most people are going to be coming out now at the latest. You want to be out on track at 2 minutes the latest, realistically, because especially if you have to move out the way for someone on a fast lap. So you should be seeing people coming out. Few yet to leave the pits. Of course, they might be wanting to save a set of softs for the race, because Bahrain is a track where 2 stopping is a viable strategy in a 50% race. Most tracks, when it comes to 50%, are 1 stop. but Bahrain, due to the high tire wear, two stopping is definitely a possibility here. So they might be wanting to have a set of stops for that strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have more options in your locker, obviously, for those strategies. And yeah, you're right. It's a long track, and also it does degrade quickly because it is so fast at times. A lot of high to medium speed corners, a lot of long straights. So while there are, of course, technical parts to Bahrain, it is definitely a racing track. That is going to allow you to really have to use those tires wisely. So, only one more tire so far. A lot of players are coming out now. We've only got 5 left from the pits, probably there. Oh, we got a spin out, and that's going to ruin his time. Anyway, maybe he might be able to get back to another fast lap, or he might just call it there. But that is unfortunate. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's out. But unfortunate there. But he just hit the apex a bit too hard, and that's let the spin out happen. And that can happen. If you hit it, you under brake going into a turn, you hit the apex wrong, and all of a sudden your car goes sideways.
As I was just on board with Pav, he's gone up one position to P3, just ahead of Ghost, who's on an outlap. Seeing who's going to be coming next. I believe it is. Ooh, just like I can't find out who it is. It's more difficult when it's actually going to be Drippin who's next. He's currently P7. Well, he's a slight improvement to Pip Ryan for P6, but he may be looking further ahead if he hooks up a really nice lap. We'll see here. He's going to be actually, I think he's going to be in the 29s here, definitely, as he is just P6, so he's that P6 which I allude to. Bones could improve on his lap. Let's see who's going to be coming next. I think it may be Levente. Actually, he's going to be next, but he's slightly down this time. But only slight improvement, though. We'll see him into third, as he does have that slight improvement through the second sector. So if he can stay on this pace, he will put himself third. I think P2 is just going to be out of reach for him. I think Dom will have it. We'll see where Levente can put himself. P3 would be a really strong show, and especially that is a key position. If you're 3 or 4, if you're on the second row, you're going to have that slipstream effect on the leaders. He puts himself P3. We'll see if that can hold us. Goes, actually, he is almost a full second up, so he might be taking the front row. Actually, never mind. He's finished his lap. That is my bad. I think actually we are done.
Just a few left here in the final lap. Yeah, there's a
Dom.
Yeah, Dom's going for it. You might as well. If you're number one, P1 is already in the pits. You might as well go for it here. Try and get that P1. If not, you're still in the front row, so not the end of the world, obviously. And getting difference between P7, P8, and P7 and P6 obviously mass difference because you're up a whole position, you're up a whole row, which can help a lot. And you really don't want to be at the back of the pack in this race. It makes it more difficult from the start, especially with that tense turn 1. Coming down from that long straight at the start. But yeah, a few players here still going, but I don't think we're going to see much jockeying for position here. Seems like the positions are going to be pretty set, Rando.
Yeah, I think Vita's going to be the last one. He's currently last, and he's got minor improvement through the first 2 sectors. Still, though, finish the lap, see if you can pull something off. A couple of positions could be key here. But we'll see him come to the line, and this should be it. So he doesn't improve, but stays last. And I think Drippin have already done that lap. So yeah, that is that. So LiamCxrag is on pole. It's kind of been it was kind of his game set and match after his first lap that he would be on pole. Dom though throwing a bit of a challenge there. He has improved. We'll see what his race pace is though, because race pace and quality pace they can be very different. And Levente and Pav will have that slipstream into turn 1. Also, right now, your people are seeing who the teammates are, as Ghost and Drippin are the teammates set by the game, so they'll know not to pit with each other. That's another factor you need to consider for this. The fact that they're in the F1 player cars rather than the traditional F1 team cars, you don't actually know who your teammate is with pitting. So that's something, if you know, it's actually really crucial just to know not to pit with them.
Absolutely, yeah, you don't want to be going at the same time, cause a bit of traffic in the pit lane, obviously cause some issues in relation to that. So definitely, a bit more strategy. I did see some of the players asking about that actually beforehand in the chat, saying they know who their teammate was beforehand, and obviously that doesn't seem to be the case. But we do have our positions there. Just a few players just finishing out their lap, just not a lap, just getting around the track one more time, perhaps to get things done. And the position's set now for the grid, and we're gonna get into that very soon. But Grady definitely, Liam looking like the man to beat at the moment. Massive lap difference there. Dom came back at the end, so It could come down to pit strategy. It could come down to fuel strategy throughout this race.
Yeah, it's going to be, 20 and a half race, I believe. So a lot can happen, especially that turn one. You need to be careful. Of course, you always have that risk of a safety car. Bahrain doesn't traditionally bring out safety cars because of the long runoffs. You'd have to have like turn 10 will probably be the most likely place to cause a safety car if someone locks up majorly. But anything can happen. You can have someone having, a brake issue, or they get the throttle stuck and they go straight on into a wall. It can happen. So that's always got to be a risk in the back of your mind. So, despite having a very strong qualifying, Liam knows that he's not even 20% of the way done to win this race. Realistically, he just has pole. He has 29 laps to navigate before it's all said and done, and we find out who wins.
Absolutely, it's going to be a tense one. It's of course, turn one is going to decide a lot about this race early on. The great thing about this though, of course, the DRS areas. Coming into turn one, obviously, you're not really going to try and overtake there. You're going to try and use just get into position for the second DRS zone, and then use that to overtake in turn 3 and 4. Really give yourself a good chance of getting into those S curves ahead. Of course, made by TLK, of course, the German designer who's done a lot of the laps, the courses for F1. He's going to be featured in 3 of the courses this year in our calendar this season. So, massive designer. We love him and love his S's. But really, it's those first 4 turns we're going to see most of the action you feel in overtaking, Rando.
It's going to be key. Also, you have to remember the DRS detection point into turn 1 in the braking zone, so you need to be careful of that. As I believe we have a formation lap coming under our way, so we have 1 lap to go. We'll see what they've gone with tires, because tires can be critical, as this makes it even more interesting. The front 2 have gone for hards. Everyone outside of Peadar Kenny has gone for medium, so that is going to more aid the likes of Levente and Pav. So look out for turn 1. So I think we have a few collisions on the formation lap, which if you get disqualified, for those who are new to F1 23, if you get disqualified in the formation lap, you're not disqualified from the race, you're just compromised your start. Your tires will be cold and your starting position will be brought back slightly. So for people seeing the likes of Peadar Kenny, Nico, and Crazy being disqualified, that's just from the formation lap before you think that we're already lost for free.
Yeah, exactly. And you see their little graphic come up there of possible strategies. If you're doing the 1 stop, you're looking probably around lap 16, 17. If you do 2 stop, 11, and then 20, just to get yourself in that good position for the end. Or sorry, 11, 21, sorry, just get yourself in a good position at the end there for the last few laps on those second set of tires, a fresh set of tires. Most likely going to be softs for the final. If you do a 2 stop, you're most likely saving your softs to the end. The 1 stop, of course, definitely viable here as well. More difficult because, of course, your tires will degrade quicker on this track, and the more your tires degrade, obviously, the more difficult it is to take those turns with speed and with accuracy. But that 1 stop is definitely a strategy, right?
Definitely is. You need to be really good with your tires, or you need to be good with managing it. But if you're, you'll know going into this race if you're capable of doing a 1 stop or a 2 stop around Bahrain, so everyone kind of knows. For the less experienced people, they would definitely be thinking about 2 stops, because if it's very difficult to manage your tires effectively, especially bringing to 1 stop. So I think you're looking, see LiamCxrag, he may be thinking 1 stop probably. Just seeing his abilities early on, of course. If you have a bad lockup into turn 10, that is going to bring you more towards the 2 stop, especially on the hards. Another thing with the likes of Liam and Dom on the hards, if you get an early safety car, they're kind of in a bad position with pitting. You need a safety car to come late in the race rather than early on. Of course, they can, if they have 2 sets of medium available, they can go medium if there's a lap 1 safety car. So maybe they're thinking that. Of course, you never know what anyone's thinking. People could be thinking there could be rain coming in Bahrain. That would be a surprise, but
Yeah.
you never know, because us in the car booth, we don't know that. But we're getting the lights.
Oh, we are indeed. So here we
Getting
go.
a bit of a glitch. Oh, I think we're actually going to potentially need a restart here, actually. Wait, anyway, but LiamCxrag, I think, got a good start anyway. Start, but
some dive bomb. They decided to contact that. It's all done, man. Oh, a huge dive bomb.
Back on the track. Yes, still around, perhaps still around the background. Someone's got off massively there. I think that's Ryan in the background. He's out of the race already. And that's going to be a virtual safety car on the back. And Sword has gone up to P1 somehow. I think there's an issue his end, potentially. But LiamCxrag has it. Drippin's jumped up massive there. He's managed to get his way around the Chaos Star. Vente's still in P4. We're still on the verge of having upgraded to a full safety car. So we're still at this, but a 5-second time penalty, I believe. Yeah, so we can serve that.
It's tough. We talked about it earlier on.
Well,
we were going to see what was going to happen in that turn one, and it has gone wrong as we thought it might. A big dive. I'm not quite sure who that was. Dive bombing. Really. Yeah, sorry, apologies. Yes, so he massive dive bomb. Does make a bit of contact with Liam, but Liam gets out of it. Then he comes in and smacks someone else and just caused a bit of a pile up, and that's why, of course, we had the virtual safety car. It's been removed already. Very quick virtual safety car. We've got a bit of racing now here. Coming on the inside here, coming into this turn. Is there a chance to take over? No, well denied by Liam on the inside. Very well cut off as we come in here now to the final straight, and we get into lap 2. Well, Liam with the early lap lead, obviously 148. Obviously that's going to come down massively as the fuel gets burnt off throughout this. But the key thing there for the person second, for Silent Sword, is of course that he does have that DRS ability now because he is within range.
Yeah, that won't be turning on till next lap. So the first lap we'll actually see DRS is from turn 3 to turn 4 the next lap. So I have to wait, but yeah, Silent Sword needs to make sure he's in that 1 second, but he's already dropped Alpha. Big LiamCxrag is just going to drive Alpha into the distance here potentially. But yeah, we've seen a bit of battling here. There's a bit of a queue for potentially the podium if Levente keeps just a small bit on Drippin. Here we're having Bones in the pit, so he must have got caught off with damage, which might explain why he was given a 5-second penalty. This Ghost and Nico are actually going to go racing here between turn 9 and 10. Freedom's going to send one down. He was caught up at the start. He's got that move on Nico, but will Nico get a drive to through 10? No, I don't think so. So Freedom up to P8. So there's a lot of work to regain his P2, which he originally had. This might be a dive by Nico, but Nico fought it for sending one back into turn left. That is not a place you want to go for a dive ball, and he chose the wise option and same back as Ghost is pushing Crazy Boy Irish around. As there's big contact there, Crazy Boy Irish almost spun, had to catch the car there. Contact through turn 13. Ghost be throwing a move into turn 14 here potentially. See, no, he doesn't. We keep that position. Dom might be thinking of a double overtake here potentially.
Well, that's a good move as well.
One.
Moving the back
he
straight.
might throw a dive bomb of his here. He's got Ghost here potentially. He might have the two of them here if he gets the traction done well here. Doesn't though, but he might have it with DRS on Crazy Boy to put himself up to P6. He'll have to go for a bit of a lunge into turn 4. Crazy Boy Irish find this one. It's going to be trash balance.
Oh, it's contact again!
It's contact. Ghost tried to follow suit and Crazy Boy Irish held his position. Neither of them spun, fortunately. Crazy Boy Irish had to go off the track there, so that may be a warning. He might get removed later. If it does lead to a penalty, this could be a brilliant move by Ghost on traction again. This could be free wide to turn 10. Ghost has to move cleared. Nico, will he be throwing a dive bomb onto Crazy Boy Irish? Thinks if it sticks it.
He's hit him. He spun him, absolutely spun him out, and that is going to be a penalty for him as well. He did not take that corner well at all, and then overcompensated and smashed into the car in front of him. That is unfortunate, but that's the danger of turn 10. We talked about it before. You have to be perfect coming in. If you're not, you're going to leave yourself in an awkward position, especially if you're in a jockey or position like that, and that is probably going to be, I'd say, a 10-second penalty, I'd say, at least for that, because it was a pretty bad collision.
Yeah, that was a Neville. As soon as he tried to stick it down the inside of 10, he caught the curb. That forced his car to slightly understeer. He understeered into Crazy Boy Irish, and that sent him spinning. He was lucky not to be spun himself there with that, but yeah, he's gonna feel the penance for that later on. As I think Crazy Boy Irish is into the pits there in the background, and he's spinning the pits, so that's a 5-second time penalty for him. So that's going to be harsh on him, as there's no one really on DRS. Vita on Pav, actually, for P10, the last of the points. If Vita gets a good run here, no, he spun it!
Oh!
Into the wall he goes! He's lost his wing, and that is a safety car.
Yeah, it had to be, really. It was a dangerous... The fact he's still going is incredible. No, his wing is gone. He's going to struggle. He's going to be limping back to the pit here. Yeah, he's going to be really limping back. He'll have no downforce and no ability to get into those turns well. He's got to be very careful around this, because he's still got most of a lap to go as well. Really unfortunate. We've had a lot of racing incidents so far, Rando, and maybe it's the nerves, maybe it's a bit of inexperience, but some of those are definitely avoidable.
Yeah, a lot avoidable. You had Pav, I think he just, what I alluded to earlier, just got his braking point slightly wrong. You could see just in the background, he was trying to avoid everyone. He tried to go as tight as he can. Just he couldn't. He eventually had to tag Dom, and that just, in effect, I saw a lot of people spinning. And the same with Nico on Crazy Boy. I think he was going for the move there. I don't think it was he missed his break point. I think he wanted to go for the move. He was more advantageous there. He was thinking he could get the move if he stuck it there. Maybe Crazy Boy would have left in the room if he saw him going for it. With his right stuck on the apex, and he was spun around. As we have Silent Sword coming into the pits. We'll be seeing a few coming in here to confirm the two-stop strategy. Definitely anyone on the two-stop strategy should be coming in here. Just alleviates them. Of course, a cheap pit stop, as always called, when you get pit onto the safety car. Then Craig will stay out. His lead will be mitigated completely here. Everyone's going to be bunched up here. So the likes of, Crazy Boy, Mr.Bones, and Vita, who, they've been caught up in incidents, they're brought back into this race. It's not doom gloom. That's why you keep going. Anything can happen here. Vita will get, new front wing. He's gone onto the softs. He's going to go aggressive for his second stint here, with the likes of Dom, Peadar Kenny going on the mediums, and Silent Source going on the hards. He won't make them with 25 laps, but he's going to go long here on the second stint and possibly throw on a set of softs to end off the race. But yeah, it will be 2 laps behind the safety car, I'm assuming, here, as we wait for the entire pack to bunch up. So yeah, while you're behind the safety car, your main thing you're looking at your fuel. If you underfuel this way, you get your fuel back. If you overfuel, you need to figure out how you're gonna, waste your fuel. You burn your fuel. You main way to do that is just hold your brake down through the corners. Just put your foot flat on the throttle, especially on the straight. Just burn as much as you can. But yeah, if you've underfueled, you're not touching the throttle through a corner at all. You're lifting off. You're coasting the car through the corners, gaining that fuel back, and not having to lift and coast in the actual race, because that will cost you. But yeah, you need to do that while keeping your tire temperatures in an optimum window, because if you're caught with cold tires on a restart, you could be caught into turn 1 definitely here, because you won't have the same drive as you would previously.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing I do want to point out is, though, within 4 laps before the safety car came out, Liam had opened up a near 6-second lead. So I think, assuming that nothing goes horribly wrong for him, I think we're looking at a pretty clear winner. He was so cool and calm in that first turn, and then just really extended from there. Of course, things could happen, things could go wrong, obviously, throughout the race, but Liam looking very confident right now. Drippin has got back to the second. Of course, he fell down the positions a little bit there at the start, but then clawed his way back to second, so he'll be delighted with that. But obviously, Silent Sword going off the track as well did not help him, of course, crawl up from P3 to P2, but at the same time, Silent Sword had to attack aggressively. He went too aggressive into that turn, and that kind of caused safety car and caused this issue. Safety car, I believe, is being called in now. I thought it wasn't, never mind. But it shouldn't be too much longer. But for sure, it's going to be interesting now. Obviously, most players may have now switched to a two-stop strategy because of the safety car coming on. I'd be very surprised if most didn't. But what's been the highlight so far for you as a safety car here is just whining around. What's been the highlight so far of a non-racing incident? What's been your favorite part of the race so far that has not been a crash?
I think Dom's double move he got on Crazy Boy Irish and Nico and Ghost game through them, and he showed very good racecraft there. Definitely showed himself being up there. He was caught up, unfortunately, in lap 1 but he's recovered well. He's out of those who have pitted. He's second out of those who have pitted. And being on those fresh mediums, you could definitely see him going for the field very quickly. He'll have to re-overtake Nico and Ghost again, so we may be seeing a repeat of what we saw on lap 3 of him getting a double overtake through turn 1 and turn 4 this lap. But I suppose we should be seeing the safety car coming in. When it crosses sector 3, we'll get that message. Hopefully we get this lap because we want to go racing. Bit of as
There we
we
go.
do.
Apologies, you know, a bit of a connection issues at the moment with Rando, so just hopefully that gets sorted soon.
Kenny having a bit of shot to say. Now Craig, pick a fast car. Am I back?
Yeah, you're all good now. Yeah, you're good now. You're back now. Just a little bit of an issue.
I know it went down there, but yeah, it should be good. As there's an end play going off in the background there. Actually, someone's play behind the safety car, but LiamCxrag is away. He's got a good restart here. We're looking for moves in the backup, but someone's lost a end plate there, so they're going to be coming in the pits probably. No, they're not. Something happened behind the safety car. It's Drippin. He's gaining slightly, but he's a bit too far back to go for the move. As I think we'll get moves towards the back in the midfield here. Freedom already going for the moves. There's a massive crash. What has happened there?
Not sure at all, but it's huge, and that looks like we're going to have another retiree right now. It's a Silent Sword again. It looks like it's Silent Sword again. That's had another issue, and unfortunately, I'm not quite sure what happened. It just went horribly wrong. Again, we got a bit of racing at the top here now. As two players going in the section there trying to get around for jockey for position, but another racing incident. Bahrain isn't, you know, really usually after the first turn, you don't see this many crashes in Bahrain. Is that just nerves? Is maybe just a bit of, you know, just adrenaline going to the brain? Maybe players just thinking, you know, they're trying to have a bit of fun perhaps, or trying to really send it down those corners. What do you think's going on there, Rando?
Well, I think what's happened there was actually a rear brake locking because someone went into that corner.
Apologies, just seem to have a bit of connection issues at the moment. We'll hopefully get Rando back as soon as we can. But we are, of course, racing again. You know, Liam extending his lead very quickly here, getting out of DRS range as quick as he can. Trying his...
Like they made and went into that corner sideways and pulled through some of the cars.
Yeah, no, you're good again. It just seems to be a bit of an internet issue on your end, but that's okay. We can get that sorted as we go on here. But it does seem like Liam is really stretching that lead again. Drippin, though, he's gonna have to fight off here. Whoever's in third place at the moment, Levante is in third. They're gonna have a good race. And there's someone going on the inside trying to get through, and we do have a penalty as well. So Crazy's gonna have to go back in for a pit penalty, 5 seconds. So bit of an incident going on there, but
Nice try to track.
Pardon me, sir, Rando?
He's retired on track. He's had enough. Crazy Boy has retired. I hope I got the issue sorted there. I think I know what the issue was. I think just a few things play in the background. I think we've got it sorted there, hopefully.
You sounded crisp and clear now all of a sudden. That's good. Good to have you back. It's always good to have a co-cast.
Yeah, no, I think I had a few things were in the background, but I didn't realize. I think that's sorted there. But yeah, I think we're down 2 now. But yeah, hopefully we're not down the commentator here. But I think we're good now. But yeah, Liam opening up that gap massively. We're looking for a battle for P2 here between.
The battle for P2 between Drippin and Levante obviously going ahead here, trying to get their way through. It's going to be a good battle that Liam is pulling away as quick as he can, trying his best to get into position. He's pulled away to 5 seconds clear, but DRS Ranger coming down into the move on the straight. Can he get through? He's going to go up the inside. Can he get it? Levante trying to keep position here as he comes into turn. He's got the position. He should have the lead. DRS, of course, now will switch, so it'll be a chance for Drippin to get right back into this one.
Down the inside of me, and he's got that move, a beautiful move by Ghost.
Absolutely beautiful move indeed. He has got a position there, a few positions changed in that lap, which you love to see, and you know, definitely some racing going on. We'd like to see that.
Meanwhile, we have LiamCxrag just casually opened up his gap slightly. He's not even touched his ERS. He's on 87% on ERS. It's just a casual drive for him. But still, you have another 20 laps to go until it's all said and done. So anything can happen. Just one mistake, one curve wrong, and his car will be going spinning, and everyone will be up and past him likely. The spinning here is very detrimental. You don't have those casual spins. You have massive spins here. As Dom gave more moves done, he's up to P7 ahead of Pav. He's still on his mission to regain his P2, which he lost at the start, and he had a second incident at the restart when he was caught up with, I think it was Silence Stores, spun at the restart. But he might be going for two moves here again. Peadar Kenny and Mini just ahead of him. He seems to have a great run off turn 13. It's going to be advantageous to go for turn 14, and he thinks better of it. He's going to get DRS here. He might get a double move here. Peadar Kenny looking more at Mini. This is going to be 3 wide into turn 1 here, but I think it's going to be Freedom who will take the position. It's going to be between Freedom and Peadar Kenny for P6 here. Mini's just lost out due to...
Bit of a wheel touch there as well as we came in that back straight. Oh, just jockeying under braking a little bit. He's going to have to go hard. It's contact again, and he's going to hit the wall. He managed to avoid it somehow. Gets back on track, but the chaos continues in Bahrain. The racing's still going ahead, but I'm not sure how we've seen so many little bit of contacts, so many people spinning at the moment. It is getting ridiculous. Liam is way clear at the moment. He's delighted with himself. He's got out of that chaos. Still a short gap between Drippin and Levante for P2 as well, so we might see that battle continue as we go on.
Freedom has to be done. As here goes Mini. And down.
I do apologise as well. Just having a bit of a technical issue on our end, but we'll continue on as best we can. As we continue on here, we got a bit of a fight now here in this position.
He had to stay. It was still taken off.
We're all good, so now we're back as we continue on here. Of course, the gap is just extending between P1 and P2. Liam just looking like he's going to take this race out of count. We do have a yellow flag down. Well, we did. This is gone now. It's been turned green already there. So, and is that Liam into the pits? I think it is it? I'm not quite sure. Oh no, he's still ahead. He's still well clear at the moment. So, interesting. Liam here that you see is stretching away down that straight, really trying his best to just extend that lead, run the clean race. Now, that's what he's got to do. Looks like he's going to be on a one stop. He doesn't really indicate that he's coming in for the pit as of yet. So, he'll be doing that at one stop. Another caution there. Sector 3, bit of an issue going on there for some reason. Not quite sure why.
Let Mini again.
But yeah, we'll continue on anyway. We've got a bit of another race here going down. Someone driving on the outside. Can he keep position? No, just about keeps it there on the outside. Good racing though. But he will get it on the second try. Will he? He's got the inside position again. We'll keep it for now. Coming into that difficult turn. Gets it. Goes a bit wide, but saves it. And keeps his position for now. That's a great battle down the backfield. And it looks like just down the straight. He's going to be beaten for speed here. Can he get back right? No, he can't. The position finally sticks. And the turn has changed hands there again in that battle for P6. Continues, it rages on as we go down here through the curves and back up into this long downhill straight. We'll go back up the hill almost immediately as well as they continue to fight for position. There you see another one down the back, so close here between all these racers at the moment. It's great position. Finally, someone peeling off there. The three-man battle continues as one man's got into the pits for now, and we do have another penalty, and it will be a 5-second penalty as well. So very interesting there. A few more incidents going on the track, but really good race here between these two in the backfield, and we'll carry on getting up there nicely, just hoping to keep his lead through this DRS section. Can he do it? He will just show the outside a little bit, try to force him off the track as much as he can while being absolutely legal with it. It's a good play though, gets right behind and gets in the slipstream, then try to go on the outside, can't quite do it, goes on the inside, goes for a bite again, but well covered there, doing very well though. What a battle we have going on here. between Levante and Ghost, I believe it is, as Liam just stretches off into the distance more and more. We'll continue on here. Really good battle. There you see our P1 man, just a little bite of them there as we come up here. As we head up now in towards the final part of the lap, coming through. Nice defending on the turns here. We're going to get DRS in a second, of course, as we come up to the final straight. And they're taking that turn nicely. And here we go again. Another opportunity here to get something going. Oh, sorry, apologies. Apologies as well. Rando just seems to have some connections. We'll try and get it back on as soon as we can. But we are in the back straight now. DRS will be active. Nope, someone's gone to the pits instead. He'll take a strategy. You're probably going for look at the two-stopper if he's going that early, but that will allow the man he was racing with just to pull away and get some clean air behind him. Get some an opportunity perhaps to make some ground up. A lot of players come in the pits now. We're starting to see who were separating from the 1- and 2-stop strategies. As well, Liam's still well out in front. Looks like he's going to be on the 1-stop at the moment. He's 7 seconds clear. He's about 7 seconds clear. Drippin has extended his lead massively. As of course into the pit went Levante. But we'll continue on here. Vida, Nico in last position. Vida 10th in the points. Mini in P9. Kenny in P8. Pav in P7, Ghost P6. A lot of good battles going on around the track. Do we have Rando back? Are you back, Rando?
I think
Still
I
some
am.
issues going on in the background there. We'll try and get this sorted as quick as we can. Get him back on here to the race. Oh, fantastic. It'd be great. Welcome back, Rando. All good now?
I hope so. Yeah, I've just changed around to my Wi-Fi settings.
Sorry about the issues in the background. We'll continue on here. We do apologize for any I'm unable to hear him at the moment.
Weird.
If he wants to continue, that's fine. I'll be quiet for a second. 1 second.
No, I think it's my Discord's acting weird. I can't do shit. I think it's actually on my Discord because my Discord's kind of frozen. Oh, am I? Oh yeah, because I think it's actually on my Discord, which is what's happening because my Discord's completely frozen. Weird.
We seem to be back. We seem to finally have each other back. Just a bit of an issue there with our OBS stream. So but we're back now. And Rondo, it's been well, you've been away. It's been an interesting race. A lot of jockey positions, and we're starting to see the 2-pit strategy now, who was taking that on coming through very quickly now.
Yeah, no, I was paying attention to it. I think it's an issue on my Discord end, unfortunately, but I can hear you fine. I hope you can hear me again.
I absolutely can. Yeah, good to have you back in the booth, man.
Beautiful. So I see we've lost Silent Sword, unfortunately. We've regained myself, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, Silent Sword, of course. Yeah. The 2 crashes Silent Sword, it kind of made sense eventually. Car was going to give out on him, and that's exactly what happened there, really. You know, 2 unfortunate crashes. One, obviously, was just trying to push Liam and just, you know, braked into a corner, went into a wall, and the second time was just a collision on the track. So, unfortunate, safety car is back out now as well, so the players all bunch up once again.
Yeah, like, you know, it's, you know, you just have one too many, like, you and it's going to be game over. But, yeah, we're having anyone who chose not to pit under the first safety car. They've come in now. Craig on those mediums, he may struggle to get those to the end, though. That is going to be an issue. Levante and Drippin should get those hard to the end. They may have some wear issues to come at the end. But Liam, I think with his pace, he can definitely be able to just open up a gap and play some tire management. But what can go wrong for him is another safety car. If another safety car comes out, let's say after lap 20, he's going to be vulnerable if he chooses to stay out and not go on for softs at the end. Or even if he does go on pit again, he will lose track position and he will be caught up with other people, so he could get caught up. So for Liam's sake, he needs this to be the last time we see the safety car tonight, hopefully.
Yeah, obviously, you know, safety car is, you know, not what we want to see racing-wise. It makes it more interesting, of course, the safety car comes in, we get another battle, everyone's jockeying for position down the final straight and trying to get into that turn 1 as safe as possible, and then maybe into turn 2, 3, and 4, jockeying for position as we come into those S-bends. But, you know, it's definitely been a race full of incidents so far. Definitely been an action-packed race, and hopefully it's clean from here on out, but you never know what can happen. You know, we've seen some great fights, you know, especially for that P5 position. So many good fights in that position so far. But big call indeed, yeah.
We don't even have the pack come in, so it's a late call. Not really much choice for where Liam can go, so this could benefit Levente because, Liam's going to go with the line here, definitely. So he's going to back the pack up. You see a lot towards the back going wide. We're on the way again, and he has got a good restart. All credit to him, but we're definitely going to be seeing some moves there. Dom, he's going to be looking for that podium there from Drippin. He's going to go down the inside here. Hopefully he gets away. Incident free, looks fine. Bit of wheel rubber there, but all good there. And Drippin, great defense from him. He'll keep that P3 for now. So it's all clean at the restart. Everyone's pointing the right way, thankfully. And Craig slightly open up the gap. He's probably going to have a second very soon here. As Drippin, it's looking like he might be looking more at Levente rather than looking in his mirrors at Dom. He's possibly looking. His race is with Levente realistically. Dom, even if he does get past, will have the position on as actually I think there's been a bit of connection. It says Dom's got ahead of Drippin. A bit of ghosting happening here. It's not what you want to see. Gonna go for a bit of a switch back here. Dom potentially great racing between these two for this podium position. Dom's gonna have that inside life for turn 11. So unless Drippin gets a really good run around the outside, this will be a position for Dom, and it is up to P3. Yellow flag in the background. I think Vitas had a bit of a moment off turn 10. Drippin's not letting this go though. He's keeping up with him. He's got good runs off 11 and 12. Goes a bit wide off 13 though, so that's going to ruin his momentum there completely. So Dom has that P3 sorted, and he's looking for P2 now. As Drippin, I think, did he drop by Bones? What's happening there? It's 3 seconds for Levente. That's the second one, so that's going to hurt him badly.
Yeah, that's a big penalty as Liam extends his lead atop the fastest lap there with a 1:32, pretty much flat. So he'll be delighted with that. That could be an extra point. So if he takes this race plus that's 26 points already, which will give him an 8-point lead straight out the bat in week 1. Of course, in only 8 weeks, that 8 points could be massive coming in the road. Of course, any points could be massive. Of course, we do have prizes for all the top 10, I believe. So there are different prizes depending where you finish. Money-wise, of course, €350 prize pool will be split between all the players who finish in those positions. Let me just have a look at the rulebook quickly. If you want to keep chatting there, Rando, I'll just have a look at the rulebook and see the prizes again.
Yeah, no, but Dom looking for the move on Levente. He's definitely quick, especially on the softer compound here. He might go for it in turn 10. He stuck it down the inside. Could be a bit rubbing there, but it's all clean there. Levente has the better run there. That's probably ruined the chance for Dom. Dom was a bit advantageous. Ruined the chance of getting the move done there. But it seems like an inevitability for Dom to get ahead of Levente. But Liam is just pulling away now. In the yellow flag in the background, I think Peadar Kenny has had a moment off turn 10. We're saying put on this fight for P2 between Levente and Dom. He may be getting the move done here in turn 14. We'll have DRS next lap, but he's just seeing up ahead Liam drifted away. Of course, it's looking like Liam's race, but Dom doesn't want to make it an all she wrote situation. He wants to be in Liam's rear view mirror. He's got a brilliant run here off the final turn. This should be an easy move here for Dom. Levente, though, he's going to slightly fight this back here. We'll have DRS here. He might go for around the outside with the break-in. DRS now is going to be on for the P3 man, but he went a bit poor there for turn 2, so that's going to possibly ruin his chance to get the move. He'll have DRS assistance anyway. He's all burning, so I think he's content with his position right now. Just going to try to stay behind Dom for as long as he can and let the DRS pull him away from Ghost. Ghost being in that DRS also, so Ghost could be looking for it as Levente. He's got a few nice runs. He seems to be running a higher downforce car, which was alluded to earlier, which will benefit for the corner spot. Of course, getting the moves done will be more difficult, especially on the straights. And his burn is slightly. Sorry, what was that?
I said for sure, the main goal for these players jockeying over P2 is just to keep themselves in DRS range coming into the next turn, into the next lap. That's gonna be the goal right now for the rest of the lap. Just keep it clean, keep the pressure on, Dom and Levente. That's gonna be the big goal now here for the man in P4. He's slipping back a bit though, so that could help out the lads in front of him, Levente and Dom. That could help them out a lot coming into this next lap, only having to compete with each other.
As we have Nico and Vita having to go through turn 10. Coming up to turn 11 now, they're very tight to having an incident through turn 10, but it's all clean there as Nico keeps that P8, but he runs very wide for turn 11. I don't think that was strategy. I think he's missed the wrongs. Oh, Jesus Christ! What has happened there to Vita? I think he's been clipped from behind from Drippin.
Spun
That came
off
out of
again,
nowhere,
hit the
he spun.
apex.
He hit the curb on turn 12. Just came out of nowhere. That Drippin must have had a brilliant run off 11 and just was unsighted, just absolute overspeed and just unsighted into Vida. That's going to be a probable penalty for Drippin. If it was, it might have been Bones also. But yeah, that's going to hurt Vida. He's dropped down completely. He's 10 seconds off the back. And his tire temperatures have definitely skyrocketed, so he needs to be careful with his temperatures now. And needs to get those temperatures down, otherwise he'll be spinning. As Bones gets the move on Nico. I think Nico had a bad run off 3 there. But yeah, Levente is still doing well to stay behind Dom. I think Ghost had an issue also. We missed that because he's dropped 3 seconds behind. That might have been an issue for the P4 man. That's only benefiting Levente to get his podium. Of course, he does have the 6-second time penalty. Ghost on 5. So is Mini. So as long as he's over a second ahead of Ghost, he will have that position. He will have the podium, which probably is his goal. As he's dropping out slightly here from Dom. He's going to burn his ERS a bit, trying to get back in it, but I think it's a losing game for him, unfortunately, as I think Dom will have it at P2 set when we come to these close stages. 10 laps to go. 3.5 second lead at the front for Liam. See if there's any change to positions. No one's in DRS at all, so just waiting to see someone gain the positions, gain the time, or an error for someone to see some battling. Unfortunately, at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely been an incident-packed race so far. Another incident happening there. We'll see what the stewards will say, if they're going to say no incident or if they're going to give a penalty. We'll find that out shortly. But definitely the positions have calmed down a bit now. No one really fighting. We had a few battles there earlier on, but doesn't seem to be any real battles going on at the moment. Liam, of course, just stretching away, extending out over 3.5 seconds clear, coming up to that 4-second barrier now.
Peadar Kenny's at a moment.
What's happened, Peadar Kenny, in the background? What happened there?
He spun off turn 1. Lost the Bones.
Bahrain catching a lot of people out as well. The track is starting to degrade, that's the thing. Those tires, of course, putting rubber on the track itself heating up, so make it more difficult on the tires. So it's gonna be more difficult as we go on. There could be more spins, there could be more bad turns, could be some underbraking, oversteering, all that kind of stuff could still happen. That can still affect positions. And Liam is not safe just because another spin! Another huge spin, and that is going to be a massive disadvantage. That is a huge moment in the race.
Yeah, what's probably happened there is Peadar, with his initial spin, his tire temperatures would have increased, and then he's probably not, brought his tire temperatures down. He's probably drove in the same way he has. When your tire temperatures go up, you need to be very cautious going into the corners, especially on track shit. If you, as much as cause your wheel to drift slightly, you're going on a spin. If your temperatures are too high, you are on ice essentially, and I think that's what's happened to Peadar. It's not the first time it's happened there. It's something you'll learn with learning with how the tire temperatures work. It is a complicated aspect of the game, as Pav and Mini are going for at turn 1 for P5 actually.
Pav trying to go to the side here. He's still got it. Has he got position so far? A little bit of wheel touch there, but it doesn't seem to be a big issue. One of them have the RS go down the outside now. Again, his Pav is going to keep back and take that position back immediately.
Switch back.
Coming in the inside. That's a beautiful positional attempt. Unfortunately, he's got the outside for this turn. He's going to come back on the inside again. What a race we're having between these two. Neither going too wide either. Pav just kind of hit the corner. Another wheel touch. They're going wheel to wheel coming into this turn, but it will be position held. That was a great little few turns of racing.
Yeah, really great. Bit of wheel rubbing, but all pure clean racing, as Mini might be going for it again. He'll have DRS coming up to turn 11. He has better ERS, so if he chooses to burn it, he should have the move done. But he's going to probably wait for that long pit straight there, the most common place for the overtake there. But a great racing between the two. Nico and Bones also. Bones looking to get the move on Nico. P7 on the cards here. Burn the ERS. He's looking to get the move. I think Nico had an issue through turn 10. Bones up to P7. Nico, he might try to fight this back if he gets a good run, but no, he'll have to stick behind for now in P8. But yeah, great racing we're having now. We had the incident impact now, but now we're having some good wheel-to-wheel racing here between the likes of Pav and Mini. DRS open on Mini. Will he gain that position back? Because I think this has been a background. I'm thinking Nico's had a moment.
Maybe just as well, something we didn't catch there.
Mini! Absolute dive bomb on Pav. I don't know if you saw that.
I missed it. I was actually looking, just going to announce that Drippin also has a 3-second penalty. It should be safe enough going into the end of the race because he is well clear of Peadar, but more great racing here straight away. They're right at each other's throats again. It's going to be a great battle throughout this for this position. They're really fighting hard to see if they can get each other and make the other blink first, but it's some fantastic racing. Something we've missed today a little bit. We haven't seen this kind of battle, this clean of a battle. I know the wheels touch once or twice, but that happens in racing. As long as nothing really bad happens, we're okay with it. But coming to turn 10 now, he's gone aggressive, but it hasn't worked out as well as it could. But still fighting for position, fighting hard. These two players are, and it's a hell of it's a great joy to watch, especially coming into the last 8 laps of this race.
Yeah, I think Pav actually, he ran wide on turn 10, so that's why Mini kind of went a bit aggressive there, but instead of dropping it back. But yeah, you missed a beautiful dive bomb from Mini on the brakes, saw a bit of a gap into turn 1 and sent it. Unfortunately, he did go a bit deep there, and that just let Pav do the switch back on it, but it was still a great move to watch. As we'll see them go into turn 1 again. Will Mini try to recreate it, or will he think that since it didn't stick off the last lap, will he try and go for turn 4 here? He tried to catch Pav off guard, and it didn't work in the long run. So we'll see what happens here. It says DRS open. As you can see, Pav is actually derated. He's low on energy, which is affecting his speed. Pav goes a bit defensive there. He's gone deep, so this could, if Mini gets a good run here, lead to him getting the move, but I don't think he has. So he's going to have to stick behind Pav once again. Of course, Mini has that time penalty, so that is going to hurt him with the position, but might be a switch back if he gets good traction here, but no, Pav will keep P5.
For now, at least, Pav will keep P5. You know, that's a great little battle going on throughout the field. And of course, all these positions are important because there's prize money from 1st to 9th. 1st gets 75, 2nd gets 50, and then 3rd, 4th, and 5th get 25, and 6th to 9th get a tenner each. So even if you're not winning the races, even if you're not going to be in that top 3 at the end, or top 2 at the end to get the biggest chunk of the prize pool, there's still some money on the line if you can finish well. Of course, we've had 3 retirees already in this race. Ryan, our first, very early on in the race. Then we had, of course, Crazy Boy Irish, and then Silent Sword. Just too many incidents for him to continue with the race, and he had to retire ultimately. But you know, 3 retirees out of 14, not the worst rate in the world for online esports, especially for the first week of the Irish Collegiate. Irish Esports Collegiate series powered by natives. So we're still looking at this great battle here between Pav and Tammy. So, you know, great battle going on. We're going to keep this one, of course. Looks pretty much now, unless something miraculous happens, that Liam will be taking the first win of the season, and also he's got the best lap so far as well. So that's an extra point for him too. But hell of a race so far. So many incidents, some good, and then some great moves from some great players so far. But that Pav and Cammy one is going to definitely be one to keep an eye on to the end of this race, I think, Rando.
Yeah, definitely. It's looked like it's going to be the only battle we're going to have, as actually Mini, he almost spun there off turn 4, I believe. He had to catch the car there. That's dropped him back massively. He's out of DRS now. He's going to probably have to burn his ERS to get back in. He had a major moment off for his rear. Snapped on. He had to catch the car, and that lost him. He's lost about 2nd there just for this sector alone. So he's going to need to make sure his tire temperatures are in the window. Shouldn't have gone massively. Depends on his tire pressures, obviously. But he's lost that DRS now. He needs to get back in it. He's probably thinking, I need to extend this lead, ruin any fall for Mini to, you know, come back at me. But like, yeah, having no penalties to his name, that is going to pay major dividends to Pav at the end of this race. By the looks of things, it looks like it is a battle for pride rather than position at the moment. Of course, Pav can still get penalties himself. There is 5 laps to go. Penalty wise, actually, what is it? It is 5 for Mini. So yeah, I mean, if there's a late safety car, he can serve it. In this game, you can serve 5-second penalties. You cannot serve 3-second time penalties. So it's actually at times more of a hindrance to get those track limit penalties rather than having those like speed in the pit lanes or incident penalties. But another bit of a race lap. I think Mini's tires, he hasn't been taking the care of the tires, which probably makes sense considering the fact he had a major dive bomb to turn 1 that definitely hurt his tires a lot, and it's showing now. Once these tires drop off, for ages the tires will feel like they got good grip, but there is just that magic point there where the grip just disappears completely and it's not coming back. And I think Mini has hit that, so that may be the end of this fight between Mini and Pav. But it was a pleasure to watch it while it was happening. Definitely, two drivers with great racecraft. If they can, improve the race pace, of course, they'd probably be caught up in incidents. Most drivers have been, apart from Liam. So they could go away knowing they can race, they have good pace, they have good race etiquette, so they could put themselves in good position for the rest of the season. 7 races to go. You're not going to have every race being as chaotic as this, so when you have a clean race, they could definitely show their true pace and possibly even challenge for the top spots, the podium. A long way to go. They maybe even challenge for the win, seeing how everything goes, but at the moment looks like they will be selling for P5 and P6 unless something happens towards the end.
Yeah, well, for 4 or 5 laps there, that was a fantastic thing to watch. Thing of beauty, and as you said, racecraft is fantastic, and a lot of respect given as well. They were definitely shutting down opportunities to overtake, but doing it respectfully, giving a gap, not coming across too aggressively. Obviously 1 or 2 wheel touches, but that happens in every kind of real big battle like that. Even in real F1, you see it all the time. Some wheel touches happen with the old wheel to wheel, but looking very good so far. It looks like the positions are pretty much settled, honestly. Gaps are opening up massively. Mini, of course, now 2 seconds behind. That was the closest race before this. And the times there just
Drippin
really
and
starting to
Bones.
stretch out now. Yeah, oh yeah, Bones is catching up nicely actually with Drippin, and Drippin of course does have a penalty, but Bones and Bones and Drippin, and Drippin does have a 3-second penalty as well to serve. So if Bones can stay there, around that 3-second mark, he will of course take that P7. But of course he'll prefer to take it himself. Durando, definitely for sure, he'd prefer to show, especially the rest of the crowd here, that look, I'm here to race and I can beat anybody on my day. So it's definitely for pride as well. Cause as long as he keeps safe, he'll be P7. But he'll want to be P7 himself.
Of course, yeah. Another thing you have to consider when someone has 3 seconds above you is like you don't know how they've accrued those track limits, because track limits, the game doesn't register when you've been caught up in an incident, you've been forced off the track. So if that happens, you can get your 3 seconds removed. Depends how you've got. So that's gotta be another thing Bones has to think of. He could be thinking, oh, I can sit back here behind Drippin, and then it turns out he got that 3 second because he had to avoid one of those incidents we've had during the race. So that's why you just want to make sure you have that position on track. Because with the students acquired, they happen after the race. They don't happen live like we have in real life F1, because we need to get people's footage, obviously. So that's why you need to go for that position on track. As he's had a bit of a moment off the final turn, but he's still got that DRS. He's still pointing straight. He seems to have a really fast car at a straight, actually, especially since he had that moment off last turn. So if he gets a good run here off 1, 2, 3, he could have a chance for a move here. Drippin goes a bit deep there.
Bit of understeer from Bones in the background as well. You saw that they back come out a little bit in that turn. The wheels probably starting to degrade for him a little bit more than he was, but he's going to try and come up the outside here, but well cut off by Drippin there. Make sure Bones can't get past him as of yet. We're going to the S-bends now. But it looks pretty safe for now. But, turn 9, turn 10 could change that quickly. But definitely Bones has got the speed on Drippin. Just like Drippin's slightly better in those technical sections. But we'll see what happens to turn 9, turn 10 in a second.
Yes. Oh, Bones, he's caught that curve. That's going to cost him massively.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Just hit the apex at the wrong time and then could not correct go in. That went very wide in turn 10. Still managed to recover well enough. Didn't lose as much time as he could have. But definitely lost a bit of time. But he's catching up almost immediately, though. He looks like he's got the pace.
Definitely does. He just needs to confirm that move. He can't go too aggressive with the move because he's seeming to be struggling through these quarters. He definitely does have a long downforce setup, so he needs to be confident when going for the move. It seems like if he's going for in the braking zone, he could get it wrong, and that'll just send Drippin right through him again. So he needs to be confident with it. But he's much closer this time. 4 attempts. If he does it right, he might get the move. Drippin has a bit more ERS to play with than here, but coming into turn 1, he pulls out a bit there just to get in the midst of Drippin, just be in the head. Like, it is a bit of mind games here. Even if he's way far back, he can kind of chill himself out, kind of go, oh, I'm going to go for a move here. And that kind of just psychologically plays in the mind of, the defending driver that they might be forced to go deep, miss their breaking point. That's what he's trying to do. He's just filling up his mirrors, just making him aware of his presence, trying to catch him out. But once again, has another moment off turn 4, definitely struggling through these corners. You could definitely see the difference in setups between these two drivers with how they're attacking this racetrack. And it might keep Drippin the position on track, but with that penalty, he will drop down for the moment, definitely. But yeah, the penultimate lap, actually, I've just caught that we're on the penultimate lap.
Yeah, but what we're watching right now is the penultimate lap yet, but Liam, of course, is on the penultimate lap now. We will, of course, catch just the last little bit of Liam in the next lap, just to watch that. Of course, unless something massively happens in this while we're watching it, but we'll probably go to Liam for the majority of the last lap. I think that's the fair thing to do. It's the usual thing, unless this develops more. But it looks like pretty settled at the moment. But well, no, maybe not, because Bones is coming right back here at Drippin. He's not giving this up yet. He wants that P7 by himself. He doesn't want a penalty to decide that. And as he says, well, the penalty may not stick come the end of the race. So, but they are going down here for the third last time. They're coming down that final straight. And it's a heck of a race going on between these two now. We've had some good ones today. Perhaps not as good as Pav and Mini earlier on, but definitely something fun to watch so far, Rando.
Yeah, but yeah, you can see the traction zone are what's costing Bones here. But this could be his opportunity. He's had a good run off 2 and 3. Well, Drippin had to go a bit wide. This could be the move here for P7 for Bones just to confirm it, and he has it. But will Drippin try and fight him back here? Bones has to catch the car there, a bit of risk. Now they're going to go wheel to wheel through this section as Drippin keeps the position there, destroying his better downforce there, keeps the position. Great fight, but these two. Bones again has another moment there. Yeah, I think that might be it for on track, because Bones I use everything again.
The wheels are gone. The wheels are gone.
Yeah, the traction zones are just he needs to just make sure he brings us home realistic at this stage.
Yeah, just keep himself into the 3 seconds, but we are watching the race leader here. Liam has run pretty much the perfect race, has avoided every single piece of on-track incidents so far in this race. He's run perfectly, fastest lap so far, almost a second clear in qualifying. He's currently near 6 seconds in front. He's had the perfect race, and he's going to be the one to beat in this season, Rondo.
Definitely. As the season progresses, you can see guys catch up, but from what we're seeing, this could be a dominant season. 7 races to go, a lot can happen. Dom, his pace has been, ever since he's got himself back up to P2, his pace has been similar. He just was very unfortunate with incidents. He was caught in 2 incidents completely unsighted. So, there's definitely pace there, and we've seen the likes of Pav and Mini. They had good race grab, good race etiquette, good race pace in general. Not as strong as the likes of Liam and Dom, but a lot to come. But yes, 2 more corners to come before we confirm Liam as the race winner for the first race this season.
Indeed, and he will take these. A bit of a victory lap now. He's gone very wide there all of a sudden, and he's got a penalty for it as well. But he will still come home. He's got that 3 seconds well covered. The checker flag waves, and Liam King takes the first race at Bahrain of the Irish Esports Collegiate Series 2023 winter, and that is a fantastic win for him. Coming through next, of course, was Dom. We'll see now Levente coming through now as well. Positions look pretty clear right now. Bones is just giving up the ghost in relation to fighting Drippin. But really good race. Only 3 retirees, but fantastic by him. Ghost has got a penalty actually now as well. 5-second penalty there. Oh, glitch. Okay, that's apologies. But here it comes. P5 confirmed as well. P6 coming through now. We'll see Drippin in a lot of time. He's like a good few seconds behind. But really good race. A lot of incidents happen, but also good racing as well. It sets it up nicely for the rest of the season, Rondo.
Yeah, I mean, that is the first time I've seen someone show off a dominant win by deliberately giving themselves a 3-second time penalty. That is the first I've seen. But yeah, definitely some strong racing. Some definitely noble drivers here today with their race style. Of course, this was one of those races where it's not a true reflection just with the sheer amount of incidents that have unfolded. So, if we hopefully have a more clean race next week, we'll see a clear picture, but definitely Liam looks like the cream of the crop comfortably here.
Yeah, fantastic race by him. The points pretty much settled as well. Only one player finished with the points, and that I believe was Nico. He finished 11th. Mr. Bones gets driver of the day for some really good racing. I would have given it to Liam myself. I think very clean, apart from the very end where he just kind of went off the track for the lulz, just to prove how good he was, that he even could take a 3-second penalty with no issue. Oh, Netherlands lad, good to see that. But yeah, dominant victory for Liam. Lifts the virtual trophy into the air, but he'll be hoping to take the big trophy home in 7 weeks' time. But great start, absolutely great start to the season, Rondo. Lots of interesting things to talk about. You know, ultimately the racing itself at times absolutely brilliant, at times absolutely chaotic, and that's F1 in a nutshell, though, isn't it? It can either be perfect, it can be amazing and intense, or it can just be filled with mistake after mistake.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're seeing that real life with my settings because everything is kind of shut down on my end. Unfortunately, hopefully that fixes stuff for next week. I don't know what's happened, but yeah, we saw a bit of everything we could have had tonight. You know, a dominant win from Liam and a bunch of incidents behind. But yeah, we're definitely going to hopefully see, much more cleaner race next week. There's definitely been, we had sights of good clean racing here with the likes of Pav and maybe Bones and Drippin. Dom coming through the field, very comfortable looking, doing his overtakes when he got caught up twice in incidents, which he had no way to protect himself. But yeah, perfect weekend for Liam. I believe he takes a grand slam for that also. I think he led every lap. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He did, yeah. He was never behind any stage. He was first all the way through from the start to the end. He was the clear favorite. So yeah, grand slam, and he led every second of the race.
Yeah, so what a way to start off, the season with taking a grand slam and a comfortable win. Comfortable pole also, 6 attempts taking pole in the end, and when you remove this, celebratory penalty, he had a 5-second win there, so it wasn't, pure dominance there. He did have, an early on lead, but a lot of that was due to Dom getting caught up early on, so, this could have been just a track that perfectly suited Liam and didn't suit anyone else. So, it's going to be things we see, playing out throughout the season. Who's more catered towards other tracks will be seen. We have the likes of Canada, Qatar coming up, lots of variety of tracks. So we're going to see who is more catered towards other tracks. Could this just have been a one-off fluke for Liam? You never know.
Yeah, obviously Bahrain, while there are some technical sections in it, is very much a speed track, lots of high and medium pace corners. So it is about speed, less than technical. We'll see, of course, how that changes. Of course, we've got Barcelona next week, which is a completely different track entirely, a very technical track compared to Bahrain. So we'll see if Liam can keep that up coming into Barcelona. But of the remaining 7 races, of course, finishing Yas Marina as F1 does every year as well, what would be your pick of the bunch of the next 7 races?
Well, my own personal preference, I am, guilty pleasure of mine is Yas Marina is a, especially when they update that track in 2021, I have become a bit of a fan of it. So definitely for a finale race, it is another one where you need to be good at every kind of aspect of racing. That's one I'm definitely looking forward to. But yeah, each track offers its own one. I think definitely looking at Canada. Canada's going to be one that can't bring chaos. You have the walls there. That's going to proper test the driver there. If you make one tiny mistake, it's game over for you. Well, most of the tracks, they do have that runoff. So Canada's definitely one I'm looking at.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. That would be interesting. For me, it's gotta be Spa. I love Spa. I always adore Spa as a track. That'll be 1 4. That's week 5. Of course, Canada's week 3. So just go run through them quickly. Barcelona next week. Then week 3 we have Canada. Then week 4 it's Silverstone in the UK in England. Then week 5 Spa. Week 6 Suzuka. Week 7 of course Qatar, the Lusail International Circuit, and then obviously week 8 Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. So really interesting. Any last words before we go, Rondo?
Yeah, well, thanks, to everyone for having us here tonight. It's been a great experience, great racing to be seen, and here's to the next 7 weeks.
Exactly. It's going to be very, very interesting to see exactly how that goes in terms of that. Next week, of course, you'll have Sappy and Rando on the cast. I hope you enjoy that. But of course, we have action every day of the week on the Irish Esports Collegiate Series powered by Natives. Monday is Valorant. Tuesday is Rocket League. You'll see me again on Tuesday for Rocket League. Wednesday is CS2. Thursday is League. And then, of course, Friday every week is F1. Of course, the other 4 esports will have a LAN final as well, and we'll be reviewing that on the final week. You and the Sappy will be going through that on the final week. But I hope everyone's had a good time so far. Big shout out again to Drippin for the work behind the scenes. Thanks as well all the college reps and all the racers who've raced today. I know some players had issues a good race, so we'll hope to see more racers next week. But for this week, that's it. We'll hope to see you back again on Monday for more Valorant. But for the Irish Esports Collegiate Series this week, that's us. That was Rando. I'm Morky Mork. We'll see you all again soon.